Welcome to Alchemize Yourself Tarot. Many of you are questioning, should you stay or should you go when it comes to a relationship? And what I'm seeing here is this could be that you are in a karmic relationship where the relationship isn't progressing, it's not really growing, it's not really going anywhere. There's a strong magnetic attraction, there's a lot of chemistry in these connections, but many times with the Ten of Swords and Ten of Knives and the Two of Knives here and the Daughter of Skulls, many times these relationships don't grow, they stagnate. A seed is planted, but it's not really cultivated. It's unrequited. One person puts in the effort and the other doesn't. The chemistry kind of dies away. Karmic relationships are generally romantic, and these partners present themselves to help you release your past. Typically, these soul teachers show up to help you release toxic relationship patterns related to unrequited love. So when this card shows up, when karmic relationships show up, it implies that you should not jump into a new relationship before you have fully healed your wounds. Otherwise, you may attract a new karmic partner, which would keep this cycle going until you wake up and choose to move beyond limiting patterns. And that's what karmic partners tend to do. They tend to trigger repeating patterns. Let go of feelings of not being good enough for lasting love so that you can discover your worth, right? The Page of Pentacles is minimal effort, not feeling fully yourself or fully what you're capable of in a connection. It's minimal effort. It's initial phases. This could be new love for many of you. But your self-worth is being tested in this relationship. Have you fully released and moved on from painful things in your past with that Ten of Swords? You're at like a crossroads of what you should do here. This is learning to set your boundaries and release these emotional ties that pertain to obsessive and addictive personality behaviors that are linked to jealousy and codependency and just lower vibrational things like that. Chemistry will do that. It's going to trigger those insecurities. It's not going to necessarily feel grounded or compatible. So there's a gift in these lessons in letting go of one-sided relationships. So you're needing to make a decision to leave behind the old love stories that cause you to chase after adrenaline rushes or roller coaster type love relationships. So this is a test of you moving beyond this into more healthier patterns. So we're going to break this down. Many of you are dealing with a very intense attraction to somebody, and you're needing to understand where this is rooted, why you're attracted to certain people. What's creating the chemistry here? Six of Skulls and the Star. Well, I think there's definitely some reciprocity playing out here. I think there's a strong, I think there's a mutual attraction between you and this person. So this might not necessarily be unrequited love, but I think this feels destined and fated somehow. You feel like you're going to get your needs met within this connection. So you're definitely coming into more balanced relationships. So if this is a newer connection, both of you are showing up, both of you feel destined and fated to have met. But what's creating an emotional attachment between the two of you? And also, the Star card can be about a distance, feeling in awe of somebody, putting somebody on a pedestal. Watch out for that too, because you'll start giving into it. You immediately start giving a lot of energy into a connection like this. Six of Skulls is about, being invested, giving, receiving. And it feels exciting. But the emotional attachment is this person may be posing as a strength to you. They're coming in when you don't necessarily feel really confident or strong yet. The Strength card in reverse is still you operating from possibly a wounded ego, or where you're in transition into a healing phase of your life. And if this is a relationship that has been stagnant for a while, you've been really invested in it. You've put this person on a pedestal, but it's actually siphoning your energy somewhat. Your strength, your confidence. And that's what karmic relationships will do. Because they stagnate, they don't go anywhere, they don't grow, it just kind of drains your energy. And then we have the Lord of Scepters in the reverse. This is like the King of Wands in the reverse. So this person may have control issues. They're very dominant. They have a lot of power in the situation, but usually this comes from a feeling of powerlessness. So the masculine energy may be trying to overly control. So there's an intensity to the Lord of Scepters. That Lord of Scepters, they know what they want. In the upright, they know what they want. They take charge of a situation. When they're in the reverse, they're feeling a little unhinged, powerless, not in their full confidence. So the thing that's making you incompatible is this dominance, this need to control a situation. Sometimes people will give expecting something in return as well. Somebody that's controlling, they expect a return on their investment. They expect that, they definitely want you, but they may not be coming in from the most confident place either. You may feel like this is going to take a lot of effort on your part, and all relationships take effort. But this person definitely wants their ego fed. They want something from you in return. And incompatible is if you're stepping into your power as the star, you don't want to be dealing with somebody that's in their pride or their ego, that's wanting to control or tame you in some way. Could be issues of, someone wants to, be able to dominate or tame your energy. They see you as something to conquer or obtain. And what you mistake for love. Sometimes we mistake obsession or possessiveness as love. That's not love. That's ego. You're mistaking, you're heartbroken. 3 of Knives with the Queen of Knives. You've already been through heartache. And also, isn't it crazy how sometimes we mistake pain for love? Things that are really highly emotionally charged, like when a person hurts you or when they disappoint you or when they don't follow through with something. It can feel very painful, and we mistake that pain, that intensity, for love. Queen of Swords, it's like Queen of Knives is in the upright, but sometimes the Queen of Knives runs the risk of being jaded, like over intellectualizing, not, struggling to drop into your heart space. There could also be some mind games playing out here, right? Especially if you're dealing with a very dominant personality. Especially with the Strength card in reverse, there's definitely a power struggle playing out between you and this person. That's why it's karmic. The real alignment is going to feel like security and stability, the Four of Wands, Four of Scepters. This would be you being grounded, you feeling stable, somebody wanting commitment, something. But with these candles, I feel like you've been waiting for that. This person could also be somebody that withholds commitment. They're not ready to settle down. They're very powerful. They're very charismatic, very charming. And they're very generous too. So it can be confusing because somebody can be very generous, but if they have an ulterior motive, it can feel very possessive or controlling as well. And it can be painful. And what real alignment looks like is actual commitment, marriage, stability, feeling worthy of that. You know, because sometimes people can throw money at the connection or passion, lust, desire, all of those things, but not really be committal. So the connection is teaching you that love is not in balance. Real love is Temperance in the reverse. Real love is not going to throw you out of alignment or out of balance. It's not going to be a roller coaster. Temperance in the reverse is, yeah, definitely something feeling off, extreme highs and lows. It's 1 minute it's very passionate, and the next it's very painful, and you feel like your energy has been drained in some way. That can be a red flag that something may not be in alignment with this person. Real love is balanced and in alignment and grounded. So just keep that in mind. If you feel like your energy's off, if this person could be siphoning a lot of your energy, especially if their confidence is compromised or they're in their ego or karmic masculine energy, they can actually be using you to siphon energy for themselves, and then you feel really drained. Three of Swords, Temperance in the reverse. You feel really drained and out of alignment and balance. You don't feel like you're, you know, on your path anymore. So where the alignment actually exists is in the Chariot, forward movement, something being successful, something not stagnating and moving forward. So that's going to be a really big test here. If this is, you know, a true aligned love soulmate versus a karmic relationship, does it move forward? Are you seeing progress? Are you on your path? Things like that. Yeah, the Nine of Cups in the reverse, it can feel really overindulgent. Karmic relationships are somebody overindulging. They're very selfish. Somebody's all out for their own whatever they can get from it, right? And it's not even just about financially what they can get. It's about what they can get from it energetically. So keep that in mind. Someone might be very successful while you're feeling depleted. See, and that's an imbalance. Somebody having, you know, their success, their glory, their ego fed at your expense. That's a danger of people coming in when they're not fully healed or not really confident within themselves. What's going on with the Six of Skulls with the Star? There's definitely this desire to give, but this is also about healing too. Somebody wants healing. Yeah, calm, relaxing. This connection could actually pose as being very calm in the beginning. It feels balanced. It feels like you've found the one. That's really tricky too, because you can enter into a relationship that feels really good. It feels very healing. I'm getting that it's very healing for this person. And with the Strength card in the reverse, something feels off with you. Maybe this person's not reciprocating validation or worth. They're getting a lot of worth and value out of it at your expense. Yeah. There's this waiting. This person may keep you waiting a lot. And I was getting that too with this Daughter of Skulls, waiting for something to shift, right? Waiting for somebody to make a decision. See, this person doesn't want to make a decision about you. They're getting like that healing, that nice, calm, relaxing energy from you, but they're keeping you waiting. It saps your strength, right? There's like this anticipation. This person keeps you on edge in some way. They've created an illusion that they want to give and be in a healing energy with you, but it's actually leaving you feeling stuck, or maybe they're not making plans with you. They're not following through. You know, the King of Wands is usually somebody that follows through. When they're in a distorted or toxic energy, they play that game of keeping you waiting, doubting yourself. When you're waiting in an illusion, that means you're doubting yourself. And it's incompatible because this person, yeah, they're all about themselves. Grace, elegant poise. I feel like they're getting a lot of ego boost from you, collective. This is somebody that maybe you're very attractive, or your energy is on point and it feeds this person's ego. You're like arm candy for this person. Regardless of looks, you have a very charismatic, you know, the star with the swan, you are very energetically on point. You're muse-like. The star is a muse. So you're acting as a muse for this person. You're the muse, and they need that for their ego. They need that to build themselves up, their strength, their healing, whatever they need. But you're waiting for that reciprocity, and you're feeling hurt. You're feeling rejected, while they're feeling on top of the world. Yeah. You're mistaking moving on, relocation. You could be trying to move on from past hurt yourself. And what you're mistaking for love here is actually somebody's trying to move on from something else. You're onto it. You're onto it, Queen of Swords. This person is trying to move on from something else. They're trying to be aligned with their future journey, their future path. And you're like a stepping stone to their healing. And sometimes that works out. Sometimes it plays out. You meet somebody at a period of time where you're going through a period of healing, and you're not meant to necessarily stay with this person. I think your person in this reading is seeing this as like a temporary stepping stone towards their own purpose and path, and they're getting their ego boost out of it. But real alignment feels like, yeah, ascension, progress, something progressing to the next level. I'm getting that this person isn't progressing things, they're not committing to, they're very non-committal. This is a transition card. And real alignment looks like you're making progress the long way home. Ascension, right? And karmic relationships tend to drain you and divert you from your path. That's the difference. And maybe some of you are feeling that right now. What you were mistaking for love was just a chemical hit or charge. And it's teaching you that real love, it should not throw you that far off of, it should not be confusion and disruption and imbalance. This person is being confusing. Maybe they're not making plans. I'm just getting with the Two of Knives. It's like they're keeping you in limbo. They want you there. They want you as an option. And I hate saying that. Being an option or a placeholder. That's the energy. It's like you're but you're not meant to be that for the, maybe in a sense, maybe you are an inspiration to somebody, but you're not meant to be held there. You're not meant to be this endless supply of inspiration for somebody. And you need to stay on your own path, and you need to not be afraid of being on your own and setting boundaries. You're not just going to be a placeholder or an option for somebody, just for them to kick you to the curb as they have their glow up or their rising star status. This person may be in that energy of they want to kind of climb the ladder of success at your expense. And sometimes people don't do this consciously, but it disrupts your life, right? Because then it makes you feel hurt, makes you feel rejected, being that option. Because you are wonderful. You are special. If you're on a spiritual path, you're rare. Very few people are on this kind of path, collective. And it is inspirational and it is powerful. Your energy is amazing, especially for people in their ego, people that are unhealed. And it's a burden on you. You get left with the hardship if you overly invest in somebody like this. Because even if they invest materially, it's not matching what you give. Your energy is precious. Your energy is valuable. Let's see what this person may actually be up to. What are they up to? Because they may, like I said, that King of Wands can be very amazing in the initial phases of a relationship. What's the shadow love aspect? Facing it, something isn't right. Don't be afraid to find out the truth. It will set you free. So there's definitely a truth that you're needing to acknowledge. Some of you just need to face the fact that this could just be a temporary connection, that this is not your person. And that's hard to hear, in a reading. Everybody wants to hear that this is your person, but sometimes you have to face the truth. That keeps you back on your path. I don't want any of you to not be on your path. This person could be your person, but I am getting this vibe that it's like a placeholder situation, and it could derail you. Also, this person needs to face something about themselves, their own truth. They don't need to be using somebody for their healing. Crushed. You are hurting emotionally right now. You need time to heal before you jump in again. Maybe this person's crushed. Maybe you're crushed. Somebody was not fully healed here, and they need time to heal before they jump in again. Many of you feel that way. This relationship may be a bit much for you energetically. It may end up being just another burden instead of something that's energizing. And also we have mechanical, going through the motions, checked out, routine. This person could be very mechanical as well. They're just thinking of it logistically. And that can suck, right? When your heart is invested, and you care about somebody, it can be very hurtful to have somebody just going through the motions. I think you inspire this person to be more playful and natural, but they could be really mechanical when it comes to you. From an emotional point of view, you're pretending that it's not ending, but it's time to let go and make a fresh start. Yeah, some of you just need to end it before you get too deep, especially if it's like a newer karmic connection, or if it's something that's been playing out for a while. You need to just, because it's not going to get better, you're not necessarily going to miraculously feel energized by somebody that's siphoning from you. And I'm not vilifying anybody. A lot of people siphon energy off people unconsciously. They don't even realize they're doing it. Because there could be a lot of mutual attraction and chemistry here, and they may feel like, oh, you'll be okay with that. That's where you need to set your boundaries. Not be afraid to be fierce and use your instincts. So we're going to close it out there. Please like, share, and subscribe. And good luck on your journey of figuring out where you want to go, where you want to be, and releasing these loops. Bye.